Hey, what's up guys? Miguel here from Toy Quest 101, and if you haven't heard the news already, we have officially partnered up with the Sly Stallone Shop, the official brand of Sylvester Stallone. On this episode of Toy Quest 101, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Cobra 6-scale figure from the Sly Stallone Shop, and that episode is going to start right now. Hey, what's up guys? Miguel here as always, and welcome to another episode of Toy Quest 101. Now, as you guys heard, we are officially partnered up with the Sly Stallone Shop, the official brand of Sylvester Stallone, and for us, it's truly an honor to be a small part of Sylvester Stallone and the shop's journey and bringing you these amazing reviews. Now, as you guys know, we're huge fans of Sylvester Stallone, and Philadelphia's in our backyard, so I'm really excited about this review. Now, on today's episode, in honor of that collaboration, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Cobra 6-scale figure from our friends over at the Sly Stallone Shop. Now, before we start, we want to remind you guys, subscribe to Toy Quest 101, and don't forget to hit that notifications bell so you don't miss any toy reviews, statue unboxings, or any celebrity guests that might pop up on our show. So for those who remember, Cobra came out in 1986, and it was about a street tough big city detective who does the jobs that nobody else wants or dares to do. Now, Sylvester Stallone stars as Marion Cobretti, but for those who know him and those bad guys that wish they didn't, he is Cobra, a badass cop that acts with a single-mindedness and unorthodox methods that strikes fear even within his own department. Now, this no-nonsense cop must protect his only surviving witness to a strange string of murders, and the only man ruthless enough to stop them is Cobra. So I'm really pumped up because this is your classic 80s spilling into 90s action movie full of one-liners, action, and it's very, very cool to have watched this over again just to get ready for this review. And it's your classic 80s action movie, and I'm so pumped up because I could already tell you this figure has a lot of things that we're going to talk about that really bring this figure to life, like it's jumping out of the movie onto our turntable. Now, as always, we're going to start with the box, and I'm going to go really hard on this box review because unlike the other reviews that we do for statues and figures, they really did a lot to this box, so let's get started. So to begin with, it's your white box, but it has an amazing and beautiful artwork from John Rivoli right here. And this is quite amazing because it does have the white background and the painting does pop out. I love that about this with the red Cobra name in the front. But look how beautiful this artwork is from John. John is a talented and fantastic artist, and you can see the amount of work that he put into this and heart that he put into this box, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. Really good painting right here. You're gonna see Cobra on the sides really big, and on the back you're gonna see right here the credited Cobra art box to John Rivoli right here, and you're gonna see the figure with all his accessories and everything it comes with, and of course your classic Sylvester Stallone signature up here. But what an amazing box for them to just have their own person just to do this art box. It is very beautiful. Now, we usually put the art boxes away in storage, but this is such a beautiful box and beautiful artwork in the front that you can display this right behind the figure, and it looks absolutely amazing. Now, we're not done there because this is a slip cover, and once we slip this cover off, guys, there's a lot more to see. You're gonna see the picture window here with the figure and its accessories, which is really cool. But one of my favorite things is one of the quotes from the movie, those cheesy catchphrases right here. And this one is one of my favorites. "You're a disease and I'm the cure," right here from Cobra himself. I love that they did the quotes on the side of the box. And on the top, you're gonna see that classic Cobra head, that iconic Cobra head that is iconic to the movie and Cobra himself. And on the back, you're gonna see some more artwork, which is very beautiful. But I'm really excited because, like I said, they put a lot of time and effort to creating this amazing package. So that tells me right off the back that this figure is gonna be fantastic. So enough about that, let's get to unboxing it. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. And as you can see, Cobra is out of the box and on the turntable. And let me tell you guys, I cannot wait to dive deep into this review because they did not leave any details out from the movie or from Sly himself. There are so many little things that they didn't have to do that they incorporated in this figure to make it what it is. And that's what makes this figure stand out more than anything out there in the market. I absolutely love it. So let's jump right into it. Now, the first thing outside of the box is this little index card that I was surprised to get because I did not know that this came with the figure. But this is really cool because it shows that beautiful artwork from John Rivoli again on this cover. And if you don't want to have that box in with your display because it's too big, you do have the option of displaying it with this index card with that beautiful portrait again, that painting of Cobra right here in the front by, of course, John Rivoli. Now, the other thing I like about this is that it does give flowers to everybody who worked and collaborated to make this figure possible. And that's something that I love because I feel like these people don't really get credit for what they do when it comes to doing figures. So you don't really see that with other statues or figures like that. You'll see some names on the boxes, but this breaks down everything that you need to know about who worked on the figure. So you got the art direction and production management, Fabio Varesi, which is really cool. We got the 3D head sculpt, Inigo Gil, the 3D accessories design, Sean Dabbs, the master paint, Dario Barbera, and of course the box artwork, John Rivoli. So this is really cool that they did include that so you guys can know all the hard work that went into this figure, and of course everybody who was responsible for giving us such an amazing product right here in front of us. But again, I was not expecting this index card, so this is really cool because again it has that beautiful artwork that I absolutely love. I know I'm gonna keep saying that, but man, this is really good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna break down some of the other things here little by little. So we're gonna do it a little different so that way I don't miss anything, because again there's so many different details that you guys have to see, and I want to be able to show you that here in this video. So let's start with the base. Guys, you know that I don't like plain bases, and they did this base justice because they did not leave it plain. So thank you to the team for that. And what they did is they paid homage to the movie and of course Cobra's name, and they added an actual Cobra around the base, and you see the Cobra head in the front popping up, which is really cool. And as you can see guys, I do have him posed a little differently, and throughout this video I'm gonna have different poses so you guys could see the different ways that you could go ahead and display your Cobra yourself. But for this particular case, I have him using that base, using that Cobra head to give you a better option. And this is why I love bases like this, because now, like you see here, I have him kind of stepping on top of that Cobra head, which is a lot different if it wasn't on there. So I really love that about this base. And again, the Cobra looks really good. Now the scales go throughout the entire Cobra surrounding the base are really well done. You feel the different texture and pattern here on the scales. And of course the Cobra head is nice and big here in the front. It's not too exaggerated, which I absolutely love as well. And of course the color applications, the Cobra is black, it's got the red eyes, the white fangs, and it's got the purple gums. And I like that they did that so that way it could show the different in colors of the snake and the head and the mouth as well. So good job there with the base. Of course, you got your normal crotch grabbers here for the figure just in case you need them, but this figure can stand alone as well. So I do love that option there. All right, guys, let's talk about the hands that come with this figure. So you got 3 sets of hands here. You got the closed fist, which you see right here. You have the trigger fingers hand, which you see right here, and of course you're going to see the open hand as well. So you got 3 different pairs of hands that you can interchange from left to right. And as you can see on the figure, I have the open hand on his right arm, so that way he's kind of resting it on his knee. And on the left arm, you got the trigger finger holding his classic Cobra inspired 9mm Colt, which I absolutely love and we're going to talk about in a little bit. So some of the other things that come with this figure is this holster, this belt holster, waist holster that you see here for his guns and his magazines. And I love this because it is leather. You have that leather smell to it. It has some punched holes here. It has some buckles here that look like they're metal. And of course, you got some pockets here as well. And in these pockets, they actually come with loaded magazines as well that you could take in and out of your figure. So you can actually have him posing, taking a magazine out of one of his pouches here for this leather holster. So I really love the attention to details that they're making with these little small accessories. I mean, it drives me insane to think that they really did all this just to make it as accurate as possible, and they did an amazing job doing it. Like I said, the little attention to details, punching these little holes out, including the buckles here, and including the magazines, and being able to open and close these pouches here is quite incredible. So you could definitely pose your Cobra with this as well. And I'll probably do that for my display model, and I wouldn't have him with the jacket, which we'll talk about later, but I do love this option to display with your Cobra. Now we're going to talk about a couple other things that come with the Cobra figure. These accessories I absolutely love. So first, you got the chain right here, which is nice that you could put around him, that he does have in the movie as well. So I'm glad they included that. Nothing crazy, but the fact that they included these little things, that's what makes me buy these figures. They're paying attention to details. They're giving us these extra things that they didn't have to do, and things like that really, really drive me to purchase a figure. And that's what makes this figure stand out more than the others as well out there in the markets. So it also comes with 2 grenades right here, which is kind of cool. And these grenades are really detailed as well. You see the pins here, for the grenades, and you can move them. The pattern on the bottom of the grenade looks really good as well. So this sculpt here used for these grenades are really, really good as well. And like I said, it does come with 2 grenades. The other thing, it does come with 2 more little pegs here for the arms and hands, just in case they do break. It does come with 2 extra ones, so thank you for being thoughtful. And these are 2 of my favorite accessories that it comes with as well. You have his iconic watch, and the attention to details on this watch is incredible. Now the front of the watch is glass. They didn't skip a beat on that. And of course the details here is really cool because it's weathered. You see it's like a silver watch here. You see all the numbers. You see everything behind the glass as well. So this is really good to have and display with your figure, which of course I'm gonna have as well. But look at the details that they made just in this watch alone, and of attention to detail that they did to make sure he had that watch just like he did in the movie is really incredible. Now the other thing he has here is the badge itself, and it does have his lieutenant signature on here from the Los Angeles Detective 52386, which is his badge number as well in the movie. So they did not skip a beat here. Very detailed here. They did the gold and the silver, but this is quite amazing too, and it does clip onto him or in his belt or pocket. So this is really cool to have as well, to show that he is a lieutenant and a cop here for Los Angeles. So this is really cool. Again, these small little things that I absolutely love that they're giving you with this figure to get your money's worth. And there's so many different display options that you could have with the amount of accessories that, for me, it really does this character justice and this figure justice as well. All right, guys, so it doesn't stop there. There's more accessories that come with this figure, and these next 2 are really cool. Now, obviously, he has the aviator cop glasses. I have him on the figure. Of course, he wore them throughout the film. That's his iconic look. I love him with the glasses. For me, that's how I'm gonna display him. So they did a good job with those glasses as well. The fit is really good as well. They're not loose or anything like that. They're perfect for the figure and the portrait, so I love that. Now, the second thing caught me by surprise, and this has to be one of my favorite things as well that comes with this figure, because they didn't have to do this, man. These are 3 microscopic matches. Now, as you know, in the movie, he does chew on matches throughout the movie. He has a match in his mouth, kind of like the cool macho man thing to do. And I love that they included these. Now, there's 3 of them in here. They're super tiny, and the cool thing about it is they fit right into his mouth. Now, there is no hole for them, but the friction between the 2 lips and the size of these matches are able to let you put it in his mouth and have that on display. So I love that they added that. Again, they didn't have to do that, and they did this. This is amazing right here. So kudos to the team for adding these little matches. And again, these are the things that really give it that wow factor when you're looking at a figure and you're paying what it costs to get it and you're looking to add it to your collection. These are the wow factors. So thank you so much for adding this right here. All right, guys, so moving on to his weapons. As you know, Cobra carried a government model Colt Series 80 Gold Cup national match with a 9mm conversion and a custom ivory grips with the head of a Cobra. For the film, the gun was actually custom made and special ordered by Colt themselves, so this is truly a one of a kind. Now, the cool thing about this gun and this accessory is it actually cocks back. So you can actually unload and reload this gun, and that is really, really cool. You don't see that in a lot of figures. All these 6 scale figures, sometimes they just have a plain gun. You can't really mess with it, but this gun, you could go ahead and cock it back. It's really, really cool. And you can see all the details in the handle. You see the screws there for those ivory handles with the Cobra face on it. The Cobra face looks really, really good as well. And you're gonna see all the details from the barrel and of course the trigger at the end. I mean, everything about this gun, they did a lot of homework and paying attention to the details to make this little accessory what it is. But this accessory goes a long way because of those small little features that it comes with. Now, the Jatimatic SMG is also used by Cobra, and it is seen fitted with an early model laser products, laser sights, a integrated folded stock for extra grip and control, and a 40-round detachable box magazine. So a lot of details come into play when looking at this gun, and of course they didn't skip a beat. Now, the thing I love about this gun is that everything comes apart. So like in the movie, you can have him assembling it or cleaning out the gun when you're displaying this figure. So there's so many options, but I absolutely love that about this figure. Now, of course, the top comes off, the magazine comes off, and of course, that control handle right here for extra grip comes off as well. So like I said, you can have them actually putting the gun together or cleaning it out, whatever the case is, but these are the things that they didn't have to do. And again, just gives it that wow factor. Like I said, I could go ahead right here and put this right back together like nothing, which I absolutely love. And of course, it just gives it that extra wow factor. And take a look at the details of this gun. Now, of course, you're gonna see silvers in there and some metal. And of course, you're also gonna see the different latches and of course, you know, some of the writing here on the gun. But the details on this are quite incredible. And like I said, they did not skip a beat with this gun. And being able to take it apart is just a plus in my book. And another reason why you guys should definitely get this for your collection. So as you can see, guys, this figure comes with a ton of high-end detailed accessories like the ones that you just saw right now. And I love that about the Stallone Shop, that they really thought of every single little thing for you guys to have a bunch of things from the movie to incorporate with your Cobra figure and really take some great shots from the movie and really display that same scene at your home with your figure. So we haven't even gotten to the figure itself. We just talked about the box, we talked about the accessories, and it's already a wow factor for me. So let's get to the figure itself and let's talk about some of this tailoring. So first, I want to go ahead and start with the boots. Now, these boots are very high-end, quality made. And as you can see here, the back of the boot does have a platform, which is really nice, and it does give it that leather look as well. And I love that they incorporated the strap and the boot buckle here. They didn't really have to do that because it is hidden underneath the pant leg, but they did it anyway, and it does look like leather boots. They did a really good job with it, and I'm really satisfied with that. Now let's move on to these jeans. I love these jeans because they have a really 70s cop look to them. Now, as you can see, they're a lot tighter here on the thighs. And when it works its way onto the bottom, it does get looser. So it does give it, like I said, that 70s vibe look, you know, that cops used to have or people used to wear with those pants back then. Now, the other thing that I absolutely love that they incorporated with this figure, and if to me it's just another wow factor, is the belt buckle on the belt. Now, as you can see, you're probably wondering why his belt buckle is not in the middle and it's off to the side of his pants, because that's how he actually wears it in the movie. So they did include the belt buckle to the side, which I absolutely love, and those are the minor little details that I'm talking about, right? They didn't have to do that, but they did. They put the buckle to the side just like the character wears in the movie, and I love that. Now, these jeans are also really high on him, which are the same way he wore them, you know, in the movie, and the coloring is really good too. So you got your, you know, your jean look, your blue, light blue, and it has yellow stitching, very clean stitching throughout the entire, you know, pants here region, and it looks really good. I love that they picked yellow stitching because it does stick out more, and it's very clean stitching, and it just looks really, really good. Very high quality material. They use very good fabrics. And the other thing that I loved is that around the area where his thigh connects to his body, it is faded. So I love that because obviously when you walk, those jeans are gonna have, you know, some fade after a while, after the wear and tear. And they did incorporate that around here, the crotch area as well, to make it look like they've been worn out and stuff. And if you could see, I know you probably won't be able to see on camera, but they do have a bit of a distressed look, so they look like they've been worn and stuff before. But I love that they did a really fantastic job with these jeans, again being tighter in the top, looser in the bottom, the yellow stitching, the color of the pants, and of course that belt buckle really, you know, got to me. I love that they did that, put a big smile on my face. Now, aside from the jeans, we're gonna jump over to this jacket. Now, as you can see here, you can take the jacket off of the figure, and this jacket is also very high quality. Now, what I love about this jacket is it does have real pockets. It has the buttons on the top, and you're gonna see some buckles here behind the jacket as well. But my favorite part about this jacket is the wiring that they included in this jacket. The wiring is all on the bottom of the jacket as well, so if you wanna show some movement, you can. And they did it throughout the collar as well, which I never thought they would do that. I love that about that. And of course the cuffs, so you could actually have him with his sleeves up and bend the cuffs back, or you could have the cuffs tied up to the front nice and tight to the end of his wrist, which I would do if I had this jacket. But the jacket looks really good, and it is removable, and it's very high quality. Like I said, the pockets work, all the wiring inside of it. They included the buckles as well. Really love that about this jacket. Now, if I were to display the Cobra figure, I would not display him with the jacket. I would actually have him with his shirt, which we're gonna move on to next, with his sleeves rolled up so you can see that muscle definition. So speaking of his shirt, guys, now we talked about the wiring for the jacket, guys. Stallone Shop put the wiring as well in the collar of his shirt. They didn't have to do that again, but they did. So wiring here around the collar, and of course it's a button up. You see the white buttons here, and you could open his chest so you can see that muscle definition, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But I really love this shirt. It's a basic shirt, but again, they included the wiring here, and you can go ahead and roll up his sleeves to show his muscles. So I do love that about this shirt. Again, basic shirt, but it's the little details that they include that I absolutely love. So overall, all the fabrics, all the tailoring and stuff is very high quality. The stitching is super clean. And again, it's made with high quality stuff, which I absolutely love about this figure. So now that we went over the tailoring and the fabric, let's go over some of the articulation points to this figure, because as you know, that's very important for displaying and posing your figure. So I wanted to make sure that this was something that was just as high quality as everything else. So let's begin with the head. Now the head is on a double ball peg, so there is a bit of swivel here. You go left, right, down, and up as well, and you can have him posing looking anywhere pretty much that you want. So they did a good job there with the double ball peg, and it looks really good, and there's a lot of movement there. Now once you move over to the shoulder, now the shoulder has a butterfly joint for it, and there is some movement there, a little bit of articulation, so you can go ahead and pose the arms however you want. Now the shoulder is a single joint here. There's a little bit of articulation there as well. Now once you get to the hands, the hinge and swivel for the wrist peg is really good as well. There's a lot of movement there for you to go ahead and pose him with the guns and some of the other accessories. Now the core of the Stallone figure is really good there too. A lot of movement here, a lot of movement. You could swivel up and down. You could go left and right, more up and down movement than there is a left and right, but there is a lot of articulation there. I really love that about that for this. His thighs do have some articulation here, both back and front and to the side as well, which is really good because like I said earlier, and you guys seen earlier, that I did pose him with the Cobra stand, kind of just standing on it, which was really good. Now there is a double bend here with the knees, which is good. and it goes pretty far back, almost touching, you know, the back of him. So double bend here for the knees. There's a lot of movement there. And then once you get to the ankle, that does have a double ball peg as well. And there's a lot of movement here too. And like I mentioned before, when I had him posed on the Cobra, that really did a good job because you saw the bend in the ankle to really make it, give it that realistic look when you're posing this figure. So great job with articulation points here. All the joints, the swivels and all that stuff is really just really well done. And I really love that about this figure. And like I said, I know you guys have been seeing some of the poses throughout this video, but there's really a lot of things that you could do with this figure to really make it your own and really get some great shots from the movie incorporated into your poses. All right, guys, now that we talked about the articulation points, that high quality tailoring and fabrics, and of course, all those crazy details with all those accessories and this beautiful art box, let's get to the body of this figure, of course, and that portrait that we're all waiting for, because yes, I left the best for last. Now I want to start with the muscle definition throughout this entire figure. I think they did a fantastic job. Of course, the proportions are done correctly as well, and the anatomy looks very well done as well. So they did a great job. They didn't skip a beat. Again, this is a young Sylvester Stallone. I see that just by looking at the figure, not holding it or anything like that. They did a fantastic job with this. Now, speaking of muscle definition, let's go ahead and look at the legs here. These thighs look very, very good. I know when you guys noticed when we were talking about the fabrics, these pants are hugging these thighs here, showcasing that muscle definition. And they did a good job throughout the legs. They did a really fantastic job. Now, again, this is a ripped Sylvester Stallone. He's not super huge. He's done just right, just like a young Sylvester Stallone and just like the Cobra character in the movies. And as we move up to the arms and the upper body, man, the muscle definition is all there. Like I mentioned before, if I were to display him, he would be with his sleeves up, so you can see all the different tones of muscle here throughout his arms, throughout his forearms. You can see all the veins pop out as well. They did a fantastic job here. And guys, as you know, something that I really thought was amazing that they included with this figure, Sylvester Stallone has a different kind of muscle here, genetic muscle in his right arm, and they incorporated that here too. Like I said, they didn't have to do that, but that right there tells me that this isn't just a normal body that they put a good portrait on. This is a high quality made body to match Sylvester Stallone to the T and the figure Cobra. So you have that extra muscle here, but all the muscle throughout his upper body looks absolutely fantastic. You can see it through his neck. I know you don't see that much of his chest here, but once this button up is unbuttoned a little bit, you see that muscle in his chest and his body, and through the shirt as well, you're gonna see the abs and all the muscle definition that he has. I think they did a fantastic job. So kudos to the team who did the body of this figure. Now let's get to that portrait that we're all waiting for. Man, this is the best, hands down the best portrait I've seen from any Sylvester Stallone figure, and even statues, guys. They did an amazing job with this. And I'm gonna start with that 5 o'clock shadow, that light beard that he has here, and the mustache. The way they painted that on looks absolutely amazing and spot on. The paint applications look good as well, guys. I know there's not that much skin showing, but they did a fantastic job, and you could see that all throughout this portrait. Now you're gonna see his, you know, the bags underneath his eyes that Stallone is kind of known for. You're gonna see the eyebrows here, the muscle definition on the eyebrows, that nose, and of course the line work here between the nose and the mouth. They did a fantastic job, guys. The mouth is done just right. Like I mentioned before, you could include that match and put it right there. There is no hole, but the little line there, you could go ahead and kind of put the match there and it'll just hold just right. But they did a fantastic job there. Now I want to talk about the ears. I know it's kind of weird, but the ears stick out a little bit, which I love, because when you put the glasses on, they don't look like they're just on his head. They're actually behind his ear. Another small detail that you won't see in any other figure. They did a fantastic job with that. Even with the aviator glasses, you could see that they wrap around the ear. So I love that they did that. Now the hair is well done as well. And this is sculpted on. So you're gonna see it's kind of like two pieces. You see the back and then here the front. You know, Stallone had that little like part here in the front, which looks really good. But man, everything about this figure, this portrait is spot on. Like I said, one of the best portraits, if not the best portrait I've seen for a Sylvester Stallone character. Again, overall, guys, this figure is absolutely fantastic, guys. If you don't believe me, get one yourself. We're gonna have all the links in the bio of the video. And guys, just for you guys, we have a discount code for you guys to go ahead and spend your money in the Sly Stallone Shop. It's gonna be Toy Quest 10, guys. Toy Quest 10 is gonna be your discount code, so you can go ahead and get this figure or any of the Rambo figures or Rocky figures or any of the merch that they have on their website. So special thanks to the Sly Stallone Shop for letting us give you guys an amazing discount so you guys could order these figures. But this is a fantastic figure. So if you're a Sylvester Stallone fan, this is definitely one to get. If you're a Cobra fan, this is also one to get. But overall, an amazing bang for your buck, guys. The quality that they put and the details and the time and effort that they put into the box, the artwork, all the accessories, the tailoring, the body of this figure that does have some weight to it as well. And of course, that portrait is spot on. I don't see a single thing wrong with this figure. To be honest, completely with you, truthful, review of this figure. I absolutely love it. If you don't believe me, guys, there are other reviewers out there that probably say the same thing. And of course, you can get one for yourself if you choose to. But absolutely love this figure, and it is that iconic Cobra character that we all love as well. So kudos to the team for just putting out a fantastic product. I'm sure Sylvester Stallone is super proud of the team because this is spot on. Now, I cannot wait to get the Rambo figure and especially the Rocky figures. You guys know I'm a huge Rocky fan, to go ahead and review for you guys. So a lot of big things coming, to Toy Quest 101 as far as reviews. But we're also going to have the Sly Stallone Shop on our live show, Collectors Assemble Live, in the near future to talk about everything from their shop and what they want to do for the future. And who knows, maybe they'll give us some reveals. But absolutely amazing job. All the links in the bio are going to be in the video for where you could purchase, our discount code, their website, and of course their socials. And special shout out to Sylvester Stallone for believing in us and believing in his company, the Sly Stallone Shop, and making these amazing figures and merch for all the fans out there. Of course, guys, let us know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you hit us up. Tell us what you think about the figure. Let us know if you bought one for sure. Really always love hearing back from the fans. And of course, you could find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and don't forget to subscribe to Toy Quest 101 on YouTube. We'll see you guys on another episode. Bye, guys.